श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज, निज मन मुकुर सुधारी। बरनउँ रघुबर बिमल जसु, जो दायक फल चारि। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके, सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि, हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेशा, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा बिराजे, कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनि बेको रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, बिकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सब भाई। सहस बदन तुमरो जस गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जब कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कबि कोबिद कहि सखे कहते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्त्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका बलि मुख माहि, जलधि लागी गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाकते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हरे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हरे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुवरपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित न धरहि, हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करहि। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गुसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ करे कोई, छूट ही बंधि महासुख होय। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होवे सिद्ध साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय मह डेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूरति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसो सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो रे भाई सब संतन की जय। We have seen children in school, isn't it? Yes. How do they go from one grade to another? How do they keep learning and keep moving on? How do they understand the same topic deeper? The progress is gradual, isn't it? But again, there are certain children who jump classes, who are born intelligent. We say probably they have some memories of the past. Even in the classroom, not all children are alike, right? Everybody has a special gift, and that gift is different. So then, can the same pace or the same pattern of studies be applied to them? This is a profound question, and there have been a lot of debates on the same. Now you must be wondering, what does the education system have to do with Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran? We are all students, aren't we? Yes, we are. Some want to learn, some do not want to learn the scriptures. Some invest more time, some do not want to invest that much time. Some open the books, some don't even open the books. Some pass, some fail. Some fly and get by with flying colors. But each and every person has to walk the path. From the first step to the second step to the third step. It's a gradual progression. When we look at the world, we might feel that some people are progressing faster in their spiritual journey as compared to the other people. But the problem is, our vision is limited. Our vision is not only limited to this birth, but our vision is limited to a certain time frame, because a lot of our childhood memories we tend to forget. A lot of events which we consider not very important or very traumatizing are wiped out of our memory. Our memory is selective. Our perceptions are conditioned. But our journey is happening. There is no doubt about it. Chalte chalo, chalte chalo, chalte chalo. Keep walking, we keep walking. And अगर कोई ना आए तो एकला चलो. अकेले चलो. Do you know why? most of the important journeys in life have been walked alone. Because not everybody has what it takes. Not everybody has the persistence. Not everybody has the determination, dedication, discipline. Not everybody is willing to believe and walk. Not everybody is willing to accept what is being said in the scriptures and implement it in their lives. Some read. Well, some don't read. Some read. Some read and internalize. Some read, internalize, and implement. They live what the scriptures are saying. Nevertheless, every step on this path is a progress. But there are certain people who say, how many times have you read the Bhagwat? Especially the sages, they'll ask. Or how many times have you read the Gita? And if you say one time, they would say, okay, that means you don't even know how to read it yet. If you say 4 or 5 times, so now you are getting the hang of reading it. I'm not talking about understanding it. And then they say at least 20 times till you actually understand some of it. Guhya, the secrets, the words, the meanings, the interpretations, so different, so varied. And as we are progressing in our journey, the meanings become different. Not only do the meanings differ when we read them at different age, but in different situations, the same verse, the same line, the same story will tell us something different. It changes based on situations, it changes based on age, it changes based on our understanding. But the question here is, does it change or we change? The scriptures don't change. The meaning, the underlying essence, nothing changes. It is our understanding that changes. Our drishtikon changes. And as we keep repeating our sadhana of reading, of internalizing, the layers of filth that we have gathered around our Satchit Anand Swaroop start going away one by one. The layers are wiped out. Many a times I hear people saying, I'm not fit to read the scriptures because I have a lot of follies. The more the negativity in you, the more the need for the scriptures. Because as you move towards positivity, as the sattva increases and rajas and tamas diminishes, the scriptures, the sadhana, the rituals, the tapasya eventually is not needed anymore. Why? Because the sattva also has to be given up eventually. So do you start when you're all sattvic, or all this helps to make you sattvic? And don't give up. पढ़ के कुछ हुआ ही नहीं. अभी तक तो मेरे में बुराइयां कूट के भरी हुई है. I am still as vicious and evil as I was, and more so now. I feel that I am very bad. I don't have time to evaluate other people anymore because I realize there is so much of negativity in me. How do I cleanse myself? And suddenly my attention has shifted from the world and how bad and negative people are to how bad and negative I am. That is not a bad thing. That is the most important part of your journey. दुनिया में सब मिल जाता है पर दूसरे की गलती नहीं मिलती. और अगर आपको खुद की गलती दिखने लगी है, when you do not have time pointing fingers on other people, and you're so busy analyzing, assessing, cleaning yourself, and you feel that how could I not see the muck in me before? The journey has begun. It is all a transition from what we see outside to what we see inside. We tried our best to cleanse. We tried our best to move beyond duality. We tried our best to understand the Lord. We tried our best to understand Maya. We tried our best to understand Prakriti. We tried our best to understand the tangible and the intangible through Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran. In the past 2-3 years, we have completed 9 skandhas, right? Almost. We are towards the end of the 9th skandha. And the 10th skandha is where the Krishna Leela starts. Now this 9th skandha is like the final straw before you enter what we started off to do. See, understanding Ram, I realized, and understanding his Vaj is very simple. That Vaj, Surya Vaj, ek to Surya hai, so it is bright at that time, right? You can see clearly when the sun is shining bright. Isn't it easy to see everything clearly? Right? And most of the times, we are more towards our sattvic nature or probably rajasic when the sun is up. Isn't it? In the same way, Sri Ram was born during the day. Right? It was bright and it was very, very hot. Middle of the day. And when we look at his lineage, there was a constant effort of betterment. One better than the other. The minute somebody flawed, the lineage would bypass him and continue. Where the gurus, like Vashisht, wherever there was an error, he would change his body and come back. That happens. Guru Vashisht and all are still there. Till our Manvantar is there, they are there. So it was a constant focus in one direction. Understanding Shri Ram is also very easy, isn't it? Seedhe saadhe hai, seedhi saadhi journey hai. It is very simple. This is the situation, this is the action. This is the situation, this is the action. Rarely there is anger, rarely there is deceit, rarely there is anything else. Manujya Avatar. So now from the solar dynasty, which is visible, which is bright, we can understand everything, we are moving towards the lunar dynasty. Lunar Chandravansh. Chandravansh में कृष्ण took birth. Shri Krishna nahi samajh sakte hum. And we have made a lot of errors in understanding Shri Krishna and aping him. He did this, so why can't we? In Mahabharata this happened, so why shouldn't we? Ved Vyas ji actually got so agonized by how people received the Mahabharata that in repentance he wrote the Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran. And not only this, in repentance he wrote the Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran, and that also he did not touch Sri Krishna Avatar or his lunar dynasty till the end. He waited 8 skandhas and almost more than half of the 9th skandha to even try to present Shri Krishna in front of us. वो कहते हैं ना, दूध का जला छाछ भी फूक फूक के पीता है. He said, these Buddha people, again, if this is my last Puran, again, if they misinterpret what I am trying to say, again, if they start aping the Lord and judging the Lord and analyzing his leelas in the negative sense, मैं क्या करूँगा? So he takes his time, Ved Vyas ji. And now he starts the lunar dynasty. How does the lunar dynasty start? Again, it's the same way. First, there is Vishnu, that is the ocean. And from the navel of Sri Vishnu comes out a lotus. On the lotus is seated Brahmaji, right? And Brahmaji is the first person who wants to start the creation. That is his task, isn't it? And from Brahmaji comes out Atriya. And Atriya Muni here is a replica of his father. He is very, very virtuous. He is excellent. And he is very overjoyed when he looks at his father. Some say that the amount of tapasya Atriya Muni did was immense. And when he looked at his father after the tapasya, tears of joy flew down his eyes, Atriya Muni's eyes. And those tears of joy, from those tears of joy sprang out Somadev, the moon god. And Somadev became the grandson of Brahmaji, the son of Atriya, and he was made the Deva of the Brahmanas, herbs and the annual plants. That much we all know. Now Brahmadev, Atriya Muni and his lineage came Somdev, the moon. And he was vibrant, beautiful, attractive. And in spite of having all those excellences in him, he conducted a lot of Rajsuya Yajna. One yajna after another, one yajna after another. And his glory, his shine, the attraction that he had grew. We know the attraction that the moon has, right? The full moon, the half moon, the high tides, the low tides. Even our calendars are lunar calendars. Why is that so? Because moon has a big impact on us. It is very close to the earth. But one thing that the moon does not have is the light of its own. Khud ki light nahi hai. What does the moon do? He reflects the light of the sun. The moon does not shine on its own accord. That glorious moon does not have a light of its own. But yet, the gravitational pull of the moon creates a lot of havocs in us. Emotional turbulences, depending on its waxing and waning. That is why many a times activities, foods, harvests, all are decided by the moon. Tithis, the lunar calendar. So this was moon. How did it come? From Brahmaji, Atriya Muni, from Atriya Muni's tears of joy. Tears of joy came this excellent soap. I have a nose blocked, so excuse the lapses in word pronunciation. Now after the Rajsuya Yajna, it just so happened that everybody, every celestial being in heaven was being attracted towards the moon. Even our waves are attracted towards the moon, right? There is a pull. Even Ekadashis, everything is decided based on the moon cycle because there is a pull towards the moon. We also get pulled. The water in our body gets pulled towards the moon. That is why there are times when we should not eat when the pull is very high or low. Now, over here, Brihaspati, Jupiter, is known as the Guru of the Devas. And we know about Jupiter, right? It is the biggest planet. It has multiple moons of its own, 4 prominent and various others. And it is the mass and everything. It is big. And he is the Guru of the Devas. What are the Devas? Indra, Vayu, Agni, even the moon god. He is also a Dev, right? All these, they have their guru in Brihaspati. And Brihaspati's wife is Tara. Now, before I go on with this story, I would like to remind you one thing which I had told you long back. While reading the scriptures, we have to move beyond देह बुद्धि. It is time now. अब कृष्ण लीला समझनी है, कृष्ण की डायनेस्टी समझनी है. रूलर डायनेस्टी is his dynasty, right? So you cannot understand what the sages are trying to tell us if we operate in our deha buddhi. What is deha buddhi? Body consciousness. We cannot understand all this based on our deha buddhi, our body consciousness. Hence, we have to try and understand all this from the level of the soul. Soul has no gender, right? The soul is always pure no matter what happens to the body, right? No matter what the mind says, no matter what the body does, the soul is always pure. And it is said that the person who is imbibed in the Satchit Anand Swaroop is free from the karmic laws of Maya, because Maya is unable to catch hold of a person who is beyond her. So keep this in mind, please. I've seen people ridiculing our scriptures, judging our gods. भाई सीमित बुद्धि रख के अगर हम सब ये करेंगे and we want to drag it down to our level, फिर तो कैसे चलेगा ना? Keep a broad mind. Try to understand what the scriptures are trying to say. What is the underlying message? What is trying to be conveyed? We have to understand that. So now Tara, after the multiple Rajasuya Yagya, the moon became brighter and more attractive than before. It became so powerful that for everybody to resist its pull was difficult. Tara, Brihaspati's wife, also developed an attraction towards the moon. And the moon also developed kind of an attraction towards Tara. And it is said that he abducted Tara. I won't call it abduction, it could be by will. He abducted Tara. Now what is Som? Som is the moon. What is Jupiter? Jupiter is Brihaspati. What is Tara? Taras are stars. Take care? Yes. And now he abducted Tara. Tara also could not resist the moon. And then what followed was a deep battle, because Brihaspati says, what are you? Are you out of your wits? Return my wife. Moon said, no, I do not want to. And even Tara does not want to come. And then Brihaspati was like very agitated. Various reasons. It is said that in olden days and even today, many of your yagnas, most of the yagnas are incomplete if you are sitting without your wife. And in our scriptures, as we have said, seen, be it gurus or be it rajas or be it anybody, everybody is a grihast, yes, a householder. Nobody skips that ashram. So over here, Brihaspati wants Tara back. However, moon does not want to return. So what follows is a battle. And this battle is fought by the devas at one side, who are supporting Brihaspati, and the demons on the other side, led by Shukracharya. Over here, Shivji also joins the battle against the moon to get Tara back. So now the armies are ready. They want to fight to get Tara back. Shivji is here, Brihaspati and all the other gods, demigods, they are standing at one side. The demons, Shukracharya ji, and the moon on the other side. And the battle is about to start when the entire situation is seen by Brahmaji. And Sage Angina goes and tells Brahmaji what all is happening down. And Brahmaji realizes that if these two armies fight, there is going to be mayhem and destruction. Nobody would be left. So Brahmaji comes down and he rebukes Som, his grandson. He said, what has gotten into you? You have to return Tara. And so, when Brahmaji insists, without the battle, Tara is sent back to Brihaspati. However, Tara now has a child. And this child is known as Buddha. Now, why is this child known as Buddha? The reason is that both Brihaspati and Moon, they claimed the child. They said, no, this is our child, right? However, Tara did not open her mouth. She did not say whose child it was. Everybody asked, some cajoled, some rebuked. Brahmaji took her into confidence and said, please tell me, Tara. But Tara would not open her mouth. And when this child, this little child, was hearing Buddha, he rebuked his own mother and he said, why are you keeping quiet? You need to tell me where I belong and who am I? And to this, Tara answered that you belong to the moon. And so the story goes that Moon and Rohini, Som and Rohini, actually raised the son Buddha up. He was the first king of the lunar dynasty. In fact, not a king yet, but yes, the first descendant of the lunar dynasty. Now, this looks like an absurd story to you. What is the story trying to say? Now again, I'm telling you, Deha Buddhi nahi. Move beyond your body consciousness, please. And now try to analyze the story. Tara is what is Tara? The sun is also a star, right? What is the thing that Tara has and which the moon does not have? Is the light of her own. Yes, and the moon wants to have a light of his own, right? He also wants to shine without being supported by anybody else. So he abducts Tara from Brihaspati. And why are the demons and the gods fighting? Because this light is very essential. For the gods also, they need Tara. The demons say that no, if they don't have Tara, they don't have that light, they don't have the effulgence, and they do not have that happiness that Tara is, what will happen? They will melt away. What will happen to us without the sun? Think about it. Suppose somebody was to take away our sun. What would happen? Sun is Brahman, right? Pratyaksh Brahman. Surya Vandana, Surya Namaskar, Surya ko Ark. We can see the Lord in the form of the sun and the fire. He's there for us to see. Suppose somebody was to steal away our sun. Would life be possible without it? No. Now, moon wanted the light of his own. Because we realized, we talked about it at the beginning, that the moon does not have a light of its own. But now tell me, is it possible to steal the light from outside? Or it is an inward battle. It is an inward journey. It is an inward awakening. The moon did not understand this. You cannot steal happiness. You cannot steal bliss. You cannot find joy in something which is outside of you. Because all those things are not yours. They are stolen. How will you say? What do you mean they are not yours? Okay, I agree. Tara was stolen because she was the wife of Brihaspati and the moon god stole her. Because he wanted light, so that is stealing. But I am not a thief, you'll say. I have not stolen anything. Is it true? Ask yourself. Do you know, every minute we steal, every moment we steal, and we steal exactly for this. We want happiness. We want a light of our own. We want joy. We seek happiness in things which are outside, with things which we think we can steal or buy and take, and that will enlighten us. Enlighten us is make us happy, fulfill our desires. But does that happen? The minute you steal one thing, you take one thing, you buy one thing, another desire sprouts up, isn't it? It's a never-ending process. Then what is the point? And stealing, yes, we steal everything more than what we need is a theft. Because with everything beyond our need, we deprive somebody else of that thing. Yes, be it the house we dwell in, be it the cars we drive, be it the clothes we wear, be it the activities we do, be it the food we eat, anything beyond my need is a theft. Theft for what? Because I want the light, right? I want the light for my own benefit because I am unable to find the light within me. I am unable to find the source of joy within myself. I am unable to awaken to the higher, and that is why I steal and I steal and I steal. I spend all my life stealing. Yet, I never get fulfilled. Because the fulfillment will not come from outside. Many people feel that, as householders, all this does not apply to us. But tell me one thing, how does it not apply to a student or a householder? When we see agony around us everywhere, when we see starving people, naked people who don't have enough clothes on them, we see people who do not have enough food, we see children who don't have resources for education, we see people who do not have roofs to cover their hair. Yet, we have houses bigger than what we need. We have cars which are more in number than the people in the house. We have food that we end up throwing away in the dustbin because it is more than we could ever consume. We have things that lie tucked away in our cupboard for years on end, but we do not give it away because we might need it someday, we think. As for children, look around the number of stationery, the number of books, the kind of shoes or the, branded shirts that you wear. Is it what you need as a student? What you need as a student is to study. What you need as a student is 2-3 pairs of clothes and a uniform. What you need as a student is to be grounded. But, nahi. And if we say beyond a point, people get agitated. Ki no, we need a balance. Bhai, there is no balance. या तो इस पार या उस पार, दो नाव में सवार होकर आप नहीं चल सकते. और मुझे कोई मतलब नहीं है, मैं बोलूंगी भी नहीं. आपको सुनना है तो सुने, ना सुनना है तो मत सुने. जो हकीकत है वो तो हकीकत है ना, और वो हम जानते हैं. Please ask yourselves this question. Don't you know where you're crossing the line? Where your desires are depriving other people? God has made enough for everybody's need, but He was unable to cater everybody's wants and greed. सूर्य तारा को चुरा सकता है, पर उसको वापस देना पड़ेगा. It is not hers. The joy that we try to get in the material world and the material people, in the bodily luxury, we'll have to leave one day and go. And then we will be empty because we have never ever worked towards that internal strength. In spite of starting the sacrifice to please the Lord, because of everything that God had given him, he started getting diverted and he went towards desires. That is what happens to us, huh? कितने राजसूय यज्ञ करे होंगे हमने, सोचिए आप, ताकि हमें ये मनुष्य जीवन मिले, to get this human birth. How many yajnas, how much of tapasya must we have done to get Bharatvarsh. How much tapasya we must have done to have life in a golden platter. Everything put forth, enough to eat, enough to drink, enough to everything and more. We have more than we can ever consume. And so we worked very hard to make this situation conducive for us. Conducive for what? We worked very hard to make the situation conducive for tapas so that this human body, this instrument can help us realize our true self. That was the purpose of the moon also. However, when everything comes like this, like we have everything in a platter, life is good, God is kind, we forget God. And we start chasing material things. And we feel that we will get light and happiness and joy from outside and not from within. Because just like the moon, we do not have a light of our own, hence we seek from outside. If we were able to awaken the light within, the joy within, the anand that we are, would we be takers or givers in this world? Would we be takers or givers in this world? What are you? Are you a taker or a giver? And now Buddha was born. Buddha was raised by Rohini and Chandrama. Tara went back where she belonged. And now Buddha, he grew up. He grew up to be a very nice young man. But later, he got married to Ela. We have heard the story of Ela, right? Sudyumna and Ela. The story goes that the king, the prince, by mistake rides. We had done the story in great detail in the previous sessions in Bhagwat. Rides into a forest which was guarded, and it was said that whoever enters that forest will become a girl. So Sudyumna, by mistake, enters the forest with his ministers and his horse. The horse turns into a mare, the ministers turns into women. He also turns into a woman called Ela. Now, after a lot of agitation and repentance and a lot of prayers at his father's side, he gets a boon. So he'll remain for a while as a boy and a while as a girl. In the same way, it is said that Buddha here also, though he was very wise, he had the qualities of both a woman and a man. So Buddha met Ela and they had a son called Pururava. Pururava was the first king in the Suryavansh. Pururava. And he was very amazing to look at, just like his grandfather. And very, very wise, intelligent, intellectual, very, very viveki, he had discrimination, respectful just like his father Buddha. And he grew up to become a great king. Now it is said once that Pururava went to the heavens, and there Dharma, Arth, Kam and Moksha were sitting. So what he did was, he bowed his head to Dharma and he bowed his head to Moksha. However, he ignored Kam and Arth. Now Kam and Arth got very agitated. They said, what? He is discarding us like this? He is insulting us? We will curse him, He will face the music. He will suffer. And he will suffer for the want of both these things in his life. And that is what happened. He was forgotten. He actually forgot the curse. And he was very, very brave. He would take care of everybody. His glories, Pururava's glories, were even sung in the heavens. Everybody would celebrate and applaud. In fact, Indra, who normally does not appreciate anybody. Now see, you have to be very careful. There are certain people who will always find good in the bad situation, right? But there are certain people who will always find good in the best of situations. If there is 99% good, they will look at the 1% bad and elaborate it and go around telling the world about it. They'll go Tom talking about the bad and about this particular thing or this particular person. So now Indra is that person. Why? He gets agitated when he sees good in other people. We have seen, right, time and again, Indra has tried to destroy the tapasya of a lot of sages, a lot of kings, because he gets worried that they would take over his kingdom. What is his kingdom? Amravati. We'll understand the deeper meaning again. So, Indra over here is actually praising Pururava sitting in heaven, sitting on his throne, in his sabha, in front of everybody. And in front of everybody, while he's praising Pururava, at that time, Urvashi and the other Menaka and all the other beautiful Apsaras are also there. They are dancing. So while they are dancing, they get to hear about the glories of Pururava. And Urvashi particularly develops a kind of a liking, a longing for Pururava. Now, just imagine, Pururava is a prani from Mrityulok, is a mortal. Urvashi is an Apsara. She lives in the heavens, a fairy. She develops a liking for a mortal on earth. It's a beautiful tale, right? And a lot of dramas and movies have been made on this story. So while she is dancing and she's listening to the glories of this king, her heart totally goes all out to him and she misses a step. She misses a beat in her dance. It happens, right? When your mind travels elsewhere, you tend to forget. That is why it is said it is not physical presence, it's your mental presence. You don't travel with your body, you travel with your mind. Taming this mind is so difficult. Over here, what does the moon represent? Once again, let's go back. Moon represents our mind. It's very difficult to tame. So now, she hears all this, and when they see that she is being distracted and she's really longing for somebody on earth, Mitra and Varun curse her. They curse her, saying that, go, you will be exiled from the heavens. In spite of having everything, you feel that the grass is always greener on the other side. In spite of having all the devas, you are longing for a mere mortal. So go reside on earth. And she is exiled. While she is exiled, she goes directly to Pururava. And she goes there and quietly looks at him. And Pururava looks at her. Pururava is also amazed by the beauty of Urvashi. Who would be? And he says, would you like to become my wife? She had come for that purpose. So she said, yes, definitely, but there are 3 clauses. First, I have 2 rams. It could be some kind of a goat or a sheep. These are like my children. You have to take care of them. Second, I will only eat ghee, nothing else. Third, you should always be clothed in front of me. You should never come in front of me without clothes. And the king said, yes, why not? I agree. And saying this, they get married and they live together for a very, very long time. Now over here, Pururava, the son of Moon, who was so divine and dedicated to his kingdom and his people, so dedicated to his tapasya to reach the Lord, totally forgets everything about his journey and he is captured by the beauty of Urvashi. All he can do now is to revel in Maya. Sometimes he is enjoying the pleasure of gardens in earth. Sometimes he is enjoying the pleasure of the gardens in heavens. Sometimes he is enjoying different gardens and lakes in different lokas. His life has become nothing but enjoyment. Pururava, the meaning is cries also, cries out loud. We'll see why he cries. In fact, why do we cry? We cry because we want to enjoy, and enjoyment is never permanent. Any joy outside of us is never permanent. So when we are happy, we are happy. When our joys are taken away, we shout. So this is what happened. Indra suddenly realized that Urvashi is not in the kingdom, and without Urvashi, heaven is not heaven. It is not complete. It is not beautiful. And so Indra says, I want Urvashi back. Go get her back. But then they realized that she was cursed, so she went, and now she's married to Pururava. And she is not going to leave him unless and until the three conditions are broken. So what do? A deceit. They have a cunning plan. So the Gandharvas goes down. What do? At night, when the couple is sleeping, the first thing they attack is the sheep. They take away the sheep. Now when the sheep is gone, Urvashi starts wailing and crying, and she says, Go, king, get my sheep. I was wrong. You are useless. You could not help me. This and that. She accuses him a lot. So finally, he listens to her and he gets up. Now he was sleeping. So when he got up, he was not properly dressed, right? And he ran after the sheep to get them back, the rams. And when he ran, the Gandharvas, the heavens, they shine the light of divine, whatever light, their divine heavenly lights on him. And because of this, the second condition was broken. She could see him not properly dressed. And the third condition was that she would eat ghee. Now, in the entire process, he got late. So he could not feed her ghee. Ghee is clarified butter. And so, by the time he got the ram and everything back, he entered the kingdom. Urvashi said, I have to leave because all the three conditions have been broken. Now he started whining, he started crying, he was agonized. He actually he became like a madman. He said, I can't live without you. You are the joy of my life. He started, but Urvashi did not stop, and he started roaming around the kingdom like a madman. He would go everywhere just searching for her. See what happened to the king. That divine king, who was even glorified in the heavens, is now roaming around, heartbroken, looking for Urvashi, badly in love, wanting to meet her. हाँ? सब भूल गए. तप चप सब नियम यम सब खत्म. But Urvashi was not to be found anywhere. She left. And then finally one day, in Kurukshetra, he saw 5 ladies who were accompanying Urvashi, and he ran to Urvashi and he said, please hear me out. I will die like this. I'll be eaten by the wolves. I cannot live without you. And Urvashi says, don't talk like this. And now, over here, they mentioned something which might be considered demeaning for us. But let's just read. She says, Urvashi replies, do not die, a man that you are, nor let these wolves in the form of turbulent senses eat you up. Indeed, there is no friendly feeling for anyone in women. Their heart being a kind to that of the wolves, women kill for the sake of even a trifle their trusting husbands or even a brother. For they are merciless, cruel, not easily forgiving, and ready to take great risk for their beloved objects. Having cast away all friendly feelings, after inspiring confidence in the ignorant people through deceit, and ever longing newer and newer things, immoral women lead a wanton life. At the end of a year, she says, don't worry. I'll still meet you if you do not understand that I cheated you. See, what is that side trying to say? It might sound very derogatory to a woman, right? And as a feminist, you might say, what nonsense, we are not like this. ये नहीं है. See, there are 2 kinds of women. एक तो पत्नी होती है और एक धर्म पत्नी होती है. What is a wife? And what is a dharma wife? What is a wife? What is a material wife? What is a dharmic wife? What is the wife? Who takes you closer to Maya. The other is a wife who takes you closer to the Maya Pati. Now you have to analyze which kind of a wife you are. The one, she's talking over here about the one who is taking a poor man away from Mayapati. Don't we do that? हमें ये चाहिए, हमें वो चाहिए, बड़ा घर चाहिए, बड़ी गाड़ी चाहिए, बच्चों को ये चाहिए, बच्चों की पढ़ाई है, बच्चों की तमन्नाएं है. That poor man forgets his precious human birth, slogs day in day out to fulfill your desires and wants and needs and travel plans and party plans, educational plans. Saving. Many people say, ना काम थोड़ी छोड़ सकते हैं. तो काम छोड़ने का बोल कौन रहा है आपको? जरूरतें छोड़ो ना, काम तो करना ही है, right? So she's saying, don't you still understand, oh man? She has cheated you. She deceived you. I deceived you. I took you away from the glorious things that you were doing, Pururava. You were cheated. You were cursed by dharma and earth. That dharma and calm, that earth and calm that you refused to bow in front of are now dancing in your heart. Desire for me, and you want to give me everything. That earth and calm which you thought was useless, you did not even want to bow in front of. I came and I took you into the pit of darkness because of the curse of Varun, Mitra, earth and calm. But still, I have a child from our marriage, and I'll meet you next year and the year after in the same place in Kurukshetra. Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. ये कर्म भूमि है. कर्म भूमि में हम कहाँ खो जाते हैं? ये धर्म क्षेत्र है. हम यहाँ धर्म करने आए हैं, धार्मिक कर्म करने आए हैं. बट ये माया रूपी संसार हमें ठग लेता है. उलझ जाते हैं हम पति पत्नी में, पत्नी पति में, बच्चों में. It is okay to take care of your family. It is okay to love them. It is not okay to forget the Lord in the process. It is not okay to forget your sadharma for your dharma. It is not okay to forget your duty for your eternal responsibility. Right? Now she's explaining to him, didn't you understand what has happened to you? Indra, who never appreciates anybody, appreciated you in front of me. I developed a liking for you. I missed a step. Varun and Mitra cursed me. You did not bow down to calm and earth because you thought they were not needed. Earth is money, calm is desires. You were beyond that. All you cared about was dharma and moksha, Pururava. और अब तुम अर्थ और काम में फंस गए हो. We all are Pururavas only. We also did not want earth and calm. If we ever had wanted earth and calm, we would not have gotten this human body. We wanted dharma and moksha. But Pururava did not understand one thing. The scriptures always tell us earth and calm is also not bad. Dharma, earth, calm, moksha, all four have to be appreciated and understood for a balanced life. What is dharma? Dharma is my Sachit Anand Swarup. Just like sugar has its own dharma of sweetness, bitter kraut has its own dharma of bitterness, I have my own dharma of being a Sachit Anand Swarup, bliss personified, conscious and never dying, never ending, always blissful soul. Energy. That is my dharma. Right? And then, of course, you have some dharmas. Some dharmas is the dharma of a mother, dharma of a wife, dharma of everything. But what is that main dharma? dharma of being in a Satchitanand Swarup. When you are in your Satchitanand Swarup, you are better able to be a better mother, you are able to be a better wife, you are able to be a better friend, you are able to be a better parent, you are able to be a better daughter, because you can see divinity in the others. You are Satchitanand, so the others are also Satchitanand. So you will be able to fulfill your sub-dharmas and duties beautifully also, without greed, without malice, without hatred, without attachment, with pure love. And now, dharma, arth, when you are in the sansar, Kurukshetra, you have to earn money, right? You cannot be sitting like an ideal object. There are certain people who sit idle. It is okay. That is their dharma properly. But when you are in the sansar, you have to be very careful about where you get the money from and how you spend the money. Arth bura nahi hai. Money in itself is not bad. Wealth in itself is not bad. But how you have earned it, is it pure, justified, without harming anybody? And how do you use it? We have allocations of wealth, isn't it? We have no right to keep all our wealth and splurge it on ourselves. I'm sorry, it might sound like a rebuke, but जो शास्त्र बोलते हैं वही बोलना पड़ेगा ना. खुद की, जैसे भाई जी बोलते हैं ना, खुद की जेब की बात तो नहीं कर सकती. So there are divisions of how many people, even the Pitra, the Dev, the nature, the sages, the brahmacharis, the vanaprasthis, everybody has a right on our money. The poor, the hungry. So we have to give away most of it because we are earning for all of them. A grihas actually supports all the other ashrams, isn't it? The brahmachari ashram, the vanaprasth ashram, the pitras, the devas, the sannyasis, none of them earned. Right? So arth in itself is not bad. Kam, desire for the Lord. Don't have desire for things. Here, Urvashi bol rahi hai na, kaha phas gaye ho Pururava? Don't get trapped. Don't get trapped in Maya. Don't get trapped in your wife. Don't get trapped in your son. Don't get attached. Over here, our scriptures don't say don't love. Family is a very important unit, but don't get trapped. Don't forget your main cause of birth because you are so engrossed in your day-to-day mundane activity. अरे नहीं, पर वो कौन करेगा? तो करते करते प्रभु का नाम याद नहीं कर सकते क्या आप? And please prioritize. Half the time we waste and then we whine saying समय का है. ठाकुर जी के लिए समय नहीं है, बाकी सबके लिए हमारी जिंदगी में समय है. घंटों बातें करने के लिए समय है, घंटों शॉपिंग करने के लिए समय है, ट्रिप्स के लिए समय है. तो ये ऐसी बात गलत है कि 24 घंटे इनफ नहीं है. 24 hours are more than enough. Now, there is desire for the Lord, the desire for the right, the desire to serve, not the desire for wants, the desire for things, the desire for material gains, the desire to go visit new places. It could be a desire to go to a Tirath Sthal instead of going to a holiday in Switzerland, right? Just an example. Then moksha. Of course, we all know what moksha is, liberation. But mind you, liberation happens before death, not after that. After death, it's rebirth and I don't know which species. Jeete ji. We have to realize that we are not bound, we are always free. And Urvashi is telling him in so many words, directly on his face, Pururava, galat fas gaye aap, kya kar rahe? This human bird, do not die, a man that you are. Manushya ho, manushya. Vyarth mat gabao apna janam. But still, if you don't understand, I'll meet you next year. I'll hand over your children. And I'll keep meeting you every year. And in the meantime, if you so long for me, she says, pray to the Gandharvas. Pray to the Gandharvas that you are able to meet me in the Gandharva plane. यही होता है ना. Prayers are supposed to be for God. Prayers are supposed to be to merge with the Lord, to know the Lord, to see the Lord. But now, because he's so dedicated and devoted and madly in love with Urvashi, he has to pray to the Gandharvas for Urvashi. It's a sad state of affairs. It is a story of your life and my life. It is our life. How we start off to accomplish something and we end up not accomplishing anything, yet feel that we have gained everything. We'll continue in the next session. It's rather deep. Kindly think about it. Mull over it. We will visit the Buddha and the mood story again because we have to delve deeper. We'll again visit the story of Pururava because we have to delve deeper before we go forward. And just let me tell you one thing again, a humble reminder. राम को समझना आसान था. Understanding Krishna is not easy. Ram and his vansh was easy to understand. Krishna and his lunar dynasty is going to be a little difficult for us to understand. Ram was Manucha avatar. Krishna is Purna avatar. So he has to have everything in him. Ramji had all good. Krishna will show us all sides. So that's why sit with an open mind and mull over everything that is being said hereafter. In fact, we should have done that before also while we were reading Bhagwat. But once this story has been fed into your mind, keep the chintan on, keep the pondering on, keep musing over it and ask yourself, what is it telling me? Iska tatparya kya hai? What is the meaning? What is the story trying to say? What is the Jupiter, moon and Tara story where Buddha came trying to tell us with Buddha? Then he married Ela. Ela also had the characteristics of becoming a man and a woman. Buddha also has both. Then they married. Pururava came. Pururava was so highly applauded. Then Urvashi came. Urvashi came. He got detoured. What are the sheeps in this story? What is the meaning of sheeps? What is the meaning of eating ghee? What is the meaning of being clothed? What are the messages that the story is trying to say? What is it telling you? Sochiye. What does the sheep stand for? What does the moon stand for? What does Urvashi stand for? What is the meaning of Pururava? What is the meaning of Jupiter? What are the characteristics of Jupiter? What is the characteristic of a Tara? A star. What? See, Shri Krishna was born in Rohini Nakshatra. See, his dynasty was taken care of by Rohini. It is deeper than we can ever imagine. And the deeper we go, the more enlightened we will be. So kindly keep the music on. Music, not the music. Kindly keep thinking. We'll continue in the next session. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva He Nath Narayan Vasudeva He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Om Namo Bhagwate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagwate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagwate Vasudevaya. 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 Ram Lakshman Janaki Jai Bolo Hanuman Ki Ram Lakshman Janaki Ab Jai Bolo Hanuman Ki Ab Jai Bolo Hanuman Ki Ram Lakshman Janaki Tum Jai Bolo Hanuman Ki Bolo Bajrang Bali Ki Jai. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hanuman, Jai Hanuman, Jai Hanuman.